Yo, what up, guys? My name's John, and today I'll be showing, well, I'm not going to show you how to take off an air compressor on a Maxxforce 13 engine, because mine's already off. But I'll be showing you the original part, the original air compressor from our 2013 International Prostar with the Maxxforce 13 engine. And let me go ahead and show you the air compressor. It's this part right here. It's this from here, from back here, to up to where the steering pump is. Now this is a steering pump. I didn't know that. I'm not a diesel tech. I'm not any kind of level technician. I'm a student, actually learning how to mess with semi truck engines and all that, diesel engines. So yeah, so I'm not a tech, but I did take off an air compressor from, again, like I said, a Maxxforce 13 engine. The reason why I'm doing this video is because I don't see anyone with the videos or how to removing an air compressor from a Maxxforce engine. No one has a video, so now obviously I can't show you taking off the compressor, but I can tell you what you need. So first of all, the place is tight. I'm going to show you. Now remember, this is a steering pump. You're gonna need this. You're gonna need this part again, because when you buy the new air compressor, the new air compressor is a retrofit kit, and it's a lot smaller. It's like the Cummins engines. It's like the Cummins air compressor, the small ones with the one cylinder. I believe this one has 2 cylinders. Yeah, 2 cylinders. And the retrofit kit is 1 cylinder, and it's a lot more easier to do maintenance on. So yeah, whenever you take off your air compressor from your Maxxforce 13 engine, remember to take off your steering pump. You're gonna need the steering pump. And this is the this is the air compressor, and it's pretty heavy, so I had to get help from my dad. What he did was we wrapped some type of string around this fitting. So he was holding some of the weight from the compressor with the string, and I was at the bottom of the compressor, and we both had to take this off. Obviously he was on the outside and I was on the inside, underneath the truck. He was outside of the truck. We can't be both underneath there because the space is too tight. So yeah, so be ready to get this air compressor, because it is heavy. I'm not sure how much it weighs, but my guess is I don't even know how much. Oh yeah, it weighs a lot. I want to say like at least 100 pounds, maybe more. So yeah, things you're gonna need is, I don't remember the number of the socket, but this air compressor has 1, 2, 3 bolts on top. This one might be easy to get to sometimes if you have patience for it. And 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 4 at the bottom, 3 on top. I want to say it's 10 millimeter socket. On the bottom ones, you're gonna need a short socket, and on top ones you might need a deep socket, so it could actually reach to these. You won't have issues with these, but you might have issues with this one. So yeah, you take off the nuts, and then this is the back part of the air compressor. Remember, that's your steering pump. This is the air compressor. Also, when I was taking this compressor off, I was having issues. Actually, it was getting stuck right here in this corner. I had it tilted. Sideways, but it wouldn't come out until I removed this fitting. You have to take this fitting off, this one right here, so it could come down easily. If you don't take this fitting off, it's gonna get stuck, and it's not gonna come down. So this has to come off. Now, the reason as to as to why we replaced the air compressor was my dad was in Houston, and he called me telling me that the truck wasn't building air pressure. So, well, I'm not familiar with engines yet. So what I did was I called the mechanic. The mechanic went out there. The mechanic told him that it was the, I believe he said it was not only the compressor, but there was also a leak. There's a leak in another part, which in another part, which I'll put a picture up in whenever I can. And so the mechanic, all he did was just add pressure to the tanks, and it got my dad to Victoria, Texas, and that's when he got stuck. He got stuck in Victoria, Texas. The truck wouldn't build air pressure no more. It would stay. Actually, no, it wouldn't even stay at a certain PSI. It would just completely drain. So he made it to Victoria, Texas, and from Victoria, Texas, they brought him out here to Laredo. We live in Laredo, and they brought him to Laredo. He got here, and he got a mechanic out here to the yard where we have the trucks stationed or parked, and they told him it was the air compressor. Now the mechanics didn't want to work on this air compressor. I'm not sure as to why. I don't know if they don't. I don't know. Maybe they just don't like the engine. I've been told a lot that the Maxxforce 13 engine is hated by a lot of people, and obviously I can tell you as to why. This was a fucking bitch to take off, but yeah. So what they did was to find the issue. They put a hose where what's the valve on the air dryer? It's the valve on the air dryer where it purges from. The purge valve. I think it's called the purge valve. I don't remember. But what they do is they connect the hose to that purge valve on the air dryer, and they throw in air into the tanks, or they throw in air through the air dryer, and it gets the air all over the system. So the mechanics did that to troubleshoot the issue, and they told him that it was the air compressor. So okay, what we did was we bought the new air compressor. Now the new air compressor is half of this size. It's half of this size, and it's one cylinder. So imagine just one cylinder like that. You just cut in half, and maybe like about that wide. I don't know, but it's a lot smaller, and it's a lot easier to get in, to get up in there. And now we bought the new air compressor. The new air compressor is already on. If anything, I might try to go underneath the truck and show you guys how uncomfortable it is down there. But the new air compressor is going to come with the new this is a copper line, and this copper line goes connected to a hose. And this copper line goes connected. I believe it goes connected. Oh, where the hell does it go connected? I forgot. Where does it go? I think it goes connected to this line right here. Yeah, it goes connected to this line right here, to this fitting. And that's for the air. That's for the air pressure, because the hose that goes connected back here, it heads all the way back to the air dryer. And then they're gonna give you a new antifreeze hose. Now you're gonna want to use everything, because we tried to keep everything the same. We try to keep the same hoses, and it didn't work. They'll give you a new copper line, new hose fitting. Now these are the oil hoses. You don't want that. You're gonna want to use those two, the new ones. Don't use old. Just out with the old and with the new. Steering pump, you're gonna need it. Take this off. You're gonna want to use an impact gun on it. Don't use a ratchet. I used a ratchet and I almost stripped the bolts. So use a ratchet. I mean, not a ratchet. Use an impact gun. And yeah. So let me go ahead and see if I can get underneath the truck and show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly as to how uncomfortable it is to work with this air compressor, or at least take this compressor off. Now, one thing you are gonna need is a lot of patience. Thank God this job was for my dad. Like I said, I'm not a diesel tech. I'm not a mechanic. I have somewhat knowledge on mechanic, but automotive mechanic, but not on diesel trucks. I do have a semester completed of diesel classes already, so missing just two more semesters, right? And yeah, so I'll get more knowledge throughout the courses. But yeah, let me get underneath the truck and show you guys exactly how uncomfortable it is to work with this air compressor. All right, so another thing I forgot to mention was, before you mess with the air compressor, you're gonna want to drain out all the antifreeze and all the steering wheel oil. Is it the steering wheel oil? Yeah, steering wheel oil. Yeah. Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not a diesel mechanic. I mentioned it. So yeah, drain out that steering wheel oil, and also the antifreeze. Do all that before you even mess with the compressor, with the air compressor. I didn't drain out the. My bad. That's my dad turning on the truck. Now, where was I? Yeah. So I didn't drain out the antifreeze or the oil, and it was a fucking mess. So do that first. Drain out the oil and drain out the antifreeze. Now, right now, I'm gonna show you guys where to locate your air compressor on your Maxxforce 13 engine. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my light. Is it on? Yeah. Okay. Also, yeah, my dad. Good thing he reminded me. There's another part. The main reason why he was having issues, besides the air compression not building up air, but my bad, guys. But when he was in, I believe he was in Houston or here in Laredo when he got here. See that piece right there? That piece right there? That piece, I don't know the name of it. I wish I did know the name of it, but I don't. That piece was leaking. It was leaking air, and so they added that piece new. And the only thing that I see is that comes from that piece is this hose. See, it goes connected there, and then this hose. You know, let me see if I can turn on my flash on my phone. There you go. Yeah, it's a lot better. Now this hose goes up into. See if I can move it a little bit. I don't want to disconnect it, but it goes connected right there. See it? Goes connected to that part. I don't know that part. Again, guys, I'm learning. But if you guys know the name of that part, go ahead and put it in the comment section. Now just remember, just a reminder. My bad, I'm talking too fast. Reminder that I'm not a diesel mechanic, and yeah, we are in a diesel shop, near a diesel shop, and these guys didn't want to do the work. So my dad told me, you know what, you're studying to become a diesel mechanic, so why don't you do it? I said, okay. I'm not a professional. I don't want a bolt to break on me, because if it does, then we're gonna have to solder a nut on there and get it out one way or another. So that was my deepest fear of working with this air compressor, was that a bolt would snap off and the rest of the bolt would stay stuck inside of the groove, you know, where the bolt goes. That was my worst fear of all this. But no, everything turned out good. Anyways, I'm going off topic. But yeah, so that part the part that I just showed you guys, that part was leaking. They replaced that part and stopped leaking. Now they tested the leaks by, like I said, they added a pressure hose into the purge valve from the air dryer, and they throw in air and through all those hoses, and there were no leaks. But they said that that the truck wasn't building up air pressure anymore, and 100% it was going to be the air compressor. So right now I'm about to show you guys where the air compressor is. Now this is a Maxxforce 13 engine again. Now I don't see anyone on YouTube showing how to take off this air compressor. Let me just show you what I installed and what my dad helped me install. He helped me out with the new oil, with the new steering oil line. There's actually two steering lines new from the retro kit. It's this one and that big one right there. That big one right there. Now those lines, they go into, see if I could show it from a better angle. You can kind of see it from here. Just go ahead and zoom in a bit. That's the new retrofit air compressor that we bought at Rotix for I believe it was 2,500, and the 500 was for the cord charge, so total was 2,000. And supposedly a friend of mine, TA service, or I don't know, TA services or mechanics in general, diesel mechanics, they would charge 600 or 700 for this job. My dad told me, you're studying to become a mechanic, so why don't you do it? So I did it. I did struggle a bit, and right now I'm gonna show you. Oh, that's the new, see that line right there, that copper line? That's the new copper line. Now if you rewind back to the video, the old copper line, it goes straight. This one makes like a, it makes like a little, like a 45-degree angle, kinda. So don't use old hoses, don't use old lines, use everything that the kit comes with. Just don't do it. Use everything that comes with the kit. So right now I'm gonna get underneath the truck and I'm gonna show you guys where exactly that compressor is and where the old compressor was. Okay, now this is the new air compressor. Let me zoom out. This is the new air compressor. See, it comes with hoses, it comes with everything. Use everything the retro kit comes with. See, now that oil stain was coming from the old compressor. The old compressor was causing all that oil stain to drip all over the, what's this again? The oil. I know it's an oil pan. Yeah, the oil pan, I guess. No, not the oil pan. But yeah. So this is the new air compressor. That's the same old steering pump, which I didn't even know that was a steering pump. Yeah, that's the old steering pump. You can use the old steering pump if you want, as long as there's no issues with it. Our symptoms, making it sound like a fucking sexual, like an STD, but yeah, our truck symptom of not building up air pressure was the air compressor. The steering pump, it was all good because the steering, the steering wheel was all good. It wasn't stiff. It wasn't, you know, we weren't having issues with that. We were having issues with air buildup. So as you can see, it is uncomfortable to work here. It's a super tight spot where only one guy can fit in here. And the old compressor, it was in the same spot, except it was a lot longer. Now, like I said, it's this new air compressor is half size, and I'm sure most of you have seen them. And I'm gonna show you right now where that extra bolt is. See that extra bolt? Yeah, well, that's where the old compressor was bolted to also. So you can see that they cut down one bolt, and it's a lot less hassle. Don't forget to use the new retro kit comes with also like a gasket seal type of thing. You don't want to use that on the new air compressor. Make sure it's clean. Make sure you clean the old area, the area where you take off the old air compressor. Make sure you clean everything off. Make sure everything's oil free. And let me just double check that there's no oil leaks around here. Seems like I think this is a small little oil leak. Might be a small oil leak. I didn't use the gasket sealer on this one, on the steering pump, because this steering pump comes with an O-ring, and that O-ring sits on the air compressor. So I was told not to use the gasket sealer, so I didn't use it. But I do regret it now, because this might be a small minor issue later on in the future, which I don't want it to be an issue. But all right, so yeah, this is how uncomfortable it is to work underneath this truck, this semi truck. Now, not every truck is gonna be comfortable, and the main thing that you want, or the main thing that you're gonna need to do this job, is not only your hands, not only tools, well, besides tools, not only your brain, but you're gonna need patience. And I mean one heck of a fucking amount of patience to work with this thing. But I wish I could show you guys the process on how to take it off, but I already took mine off and I was in a rush, for the reason being that this is my dad's truck, and if this truck is stationed, it's not moving, we're not making money. We do own a transport company, so that's why we both were in a rush to get this out of the way and just get it done. And so yeah, so I got it done. We both got it done, but man, it is uncomfortable down here. You're gonna want to be careful with these hoses too. You're gonna want to move them some way out the way, and be careful with this sensor. Mine was wrapped around here, so I just unplugged it, and that was it. Be careful with this hose. Just move it to the side. Shouldn't be any issues with that. Other than that, I didn't really have issues putting this new compressor, and it went up easily, and it's there. It's sitting. Let me focus. There you go. And it's sitting. I wish I can give you a better view from the top, but we already put this shit on, and I don't want to take it off. But that's the bottom part. Now, also, besides the air compressor, we also had an air leak on the air dryer. Let me get out of the fucking. There you go. Let me turn the camera. Let me just go ahead and show the air dryer real quick. So, we had an air leak, another air leak on the air dryer. First, it was on a solenoid on that side. Let me see if I can show you guys. Let me see if I can show you guys. Yeah, let me see if I can zoom in. See that black little module? Let me see. Yeah, let me just get underneath the truck again, so I can show you guys better. Where is it? I lost it. Oh, there it is. So that black part right there, that's a module, and that square with the little hoses going into them, that's a solenoid. That's the fifth wheel slide solenoid. And we were having leaks from that piece, from the little cap right there where the new screws are. So what we did was we just put silicone around that piece, and we hoped for the leak to stop, and it did. But it did start leaking from our air dryer. Let me zoom out. Zoom out. That's a new air dryer. Now we went and bought this new air dryer. The old one was leaking from, sorry about that, guys. My bad, guys. Phone stopped recording. So yeah, the old air dryer was leaking from this area right here. See where my nail is? See that fitting right there? It was leaking from there, and we went ahead and replaced the whole thing. We bought new fittings, everything new, except for this piece. We didn't really need to buy this piece new. The only piece we did buy was this top fitting right here. That's 90. That's 90. That 90 is new, and these other fittings are new. And I went ahead and I added that white paste to prevent leaks. Even though it has it already has the orange paste on it, I went ahead and added the white paste to it. And this is the new air dryer. If you're gonna mess with the air compressor, go ahead and get a new air dryer. I really suggest getting a new air dryer. And whenever it comes to leaks, just take it step by step. Get one leak out of the way, and if another one comes out, fix that leak, and you'll go leak by leak by leak. Literally, you'll go leak by leak. That's what happened with us. We had one leak, covered it, fixed it. Another leak shows up, fixed it. Another leak shows up, fixed it, and that was it. That was the end of the leaks. So literally leak by leak by leak. Now I know this isn't part of the process of removing an air compressor, but I do suggest you guys getting a new air dryer if you're gonna get a new air compressor. I mean, obviously if your air dryer is new, you don't need it. But if it's old, like ours was, and it was used, because, well, fucking mechanic fucked us over, but that's okay, shit happens. And that's what cheap does. Cheap comes expensive, and hate to say it, but my dad kind of wanted to be cheap, and not only that, but he needed to get on the road ASAP. So it was more like just hurry up and fucking do it, and I'll pay you whatever you want, whatever the amount is. And that's what happened with us. So now we got a new air dryer. We're good. We're good to get back. We're good to get back on the road, and hopefully everything comes out good. Hopefully we don't have any more leaks, and I hope that the new air compressor works for a good amount of years. And yeah, so end of the video. Summarize the whole video. Air compressor, not easy to work with. Not easy to work with. I am working with Maxxforce 13 engine. I can't stress that enough about working on a fucking Maxxforce engine. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera. So, you know what? Yeah, this way. So, hopefully this video helped you guys out. I know I didn't show the process of taking off the compressor. I wish I could have done it, but I was in a rush. Both me and my dad were in a rush. If anything, if another situation comes out, which I hope it doesn't, if another problem comes out with this engine, I'll make sure to record it this time, but I'll have to cut it down to 10 minutes, 15 minutes, because I might take long. Like I said, I'm not a mechanic. I'm a diesel tech student, but I'm learning, and especially with this Maxxforce engine, I'm learning with this engine since it's my dad's, and he's giving me permission to work on it. And well, because of him, I'm also learning how to mess with these engines. But that'll be the end of the video. Let me just show you guys the engine real quick. That's the Maxxforce engine. It's a 2013 International Prostar. The new air compressor back there. She's a beauty. Oh, fucking yellow. Come on, focus. Yep, that's a beauty right there. But alright guys, that's the end of the video. If anything, I'll try to make this video in Spanish. I'll just mute the video and I'll speak over it in Spanish, because I know there's gonna be people that they're gonna want this video in Spanish. Like I said, I looked all over fucking YouTube, all over Google. My dad did too, and he was giving me a headache about it. He kept on telling me, look for a video on how to take off a compressor for the Maxxforce engine. Look for it. I never found it. And so now I want to make a video on it. And because there isn't a video on this engine. Not sure as to why. But yeah, if anything, I'll be the first one to make the video. Like I said, I wish I could have showed you guys the process on taking it off, but I couldn't. Was in a rush. But hopefully this video helps you guys. And if you have any questions, go ahead and ask me. Ask me about it. Ask me about my wiener. Ask me. Put the questions in the comment section, and I'll do my best to answer them. Reminder: I'm not a diesel tech. I'm not a mechanic. I'm not a technician level 1, level 2, level 3. I'm nothing. I'm a novice. I'm a noob, literally. And yeah. So if you have any questions, go ahead and leave the comments. And thanks, guys. Peace.